Yo. What's good, everybody? I am your boy at DFSMasterMind _ over on Twitter. Y'all know what it is. It's NFL. It's NFL Sunday, man. I'm super hyped. One thing I want to say really quick, y'all. If you can afford it, man, hop into the $75 Millionaire Maker. I think it'll be a wonderful opportunity for you to win a lot of money, man. If it's not going to kill your bankroll, I would suggest playing a lineup. And if you balling like that, play a few lineups, man. I think we can look at it like a triple up. If we get to that last winning spot, we can double our money off rip, man. So I think that is something to shoot for. They cut the entries in half, man, more than in half. It's only 60,000 people in this one. That is way better than like 200,000. So I think this is an opportunity. If you have the bankroll, I don't want to suggest bad bankroll management, man. But if it don't kill you, throw you one in there, man, and see what happens, man. You could go on throughout your day, and at 4:00 you end up a millionaire, man. That would be a wonderful thing. But anyways, what I want to do is let you know some of my top plays. I'm not here to give you the chalky high price plays, man. Anybody can say play Tom Brady. Of course, he's in a good spot. I want to give you some of my top plays. Some of them will be high price, and that is my, some of my pivotal plays, man. If I really am digging a person, no matter ownership, no matter price, I will talk about them. But one thing I want to do is bless you with some of these value plays that I think are in very, very good situations, and some of these sneaky plays, man. So we're going to start it off. Number one quarterback, I was just talking about chalky plays. Russell Wilson. He is my top quarterback, 7 racks. I absolutely love him. The top scoring quarterback in the NFL this year. I think it continues. They have a lack of a run game, which is crucial to his success. He's the team's leading rusher as well. The man he's Russell Wilson. I shouldn't have to spend too much time on that. So if you like the play, if you agree with me, San Francisco is bottom half when it comes to defense. Go ahead and plug Russell Wilson in. Mid-tier QB that I really love is going to be Marcus Mariota taking on the Colts. I think this game turns into a shootout. I am all over some Marcus Mariota. Right now I'm trying to decide. I've built 2 lineups. And I don't know if I want to throw my Marcus Mariota lineup in the Millie Maker or my Wilson lineup. I'm still thinking about it, but I really love Wilson, or not Wilson. I mean, I do love Wilson, but I really love Mariota in this situation. Colts are bottom half at defense, man. They don't do anything. Mariota had a bad week, but not really. Just the 4 picks seems it makes the week seem a lot worse than what it actually was. 300-plus passing yards going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They kicked our ass, man. I'm a huge Titans fan. I look for MMA to have a bounce-back week versus the Colts, and I think this game, once again, turns into a shootout. We're already seeing the line moving up. It opened at 44. I believe it's up to 47 right now, so that is something to key in on. And then my cheap play, I always got to give you a cheap guy, man, a take-a-chance type guy. It's going to be C.J. Beathard, man. He is that guy, man. I don't know. Everybody is sleeping on this man. If you look at his game log, the man is constantly improving, playing very, very solid football, man. I think this is the only reason we haven't seen a Garoppolo sighting is because C.J. Beathard has been playing he's been playing his ass off, man. I love the matchup this week. Going up against Seattle, who's banged up. Their secondary is down to a bunch of second-string guys. Not, trying to shit on second-string guys, but that elite Seahawks secondary that we have in our mind is not there right now. They're all injured, man. So I think we could take a look at Beathard. I love I love Wilson in this spot because I don't think the game will turn into a blowout. And I love Beathard because I think he'll be trailing and he'll have to produce some production, man. And he's been very solid. 4,600 is not a bad idea for your QB in this situation. Now, one thing I will say, one thing that could totally slow Beathard down is the sacks, man. I think Seattle, they'll still get some pressure on you. So I think he'll give up a few sacks. But besides that, man, I think he can dot the Seattle secondary up. So I like C.J. Beathard at 4,600. So my top 3 QBs is Wilson, Mariota, Beathard. Let's move on to running back. Top running back this week is going to be a little chalky, but I'm not passing up on it. Tevin Coleman, 6,500, 20 carries in his last 2 games. Excellent spot. No Freeman. Everybody's over this on this Tampa Bay Atlanta game, and for good reason. It's at a 49 right now. So that means it's going to be a lot of points scored. Everybody's after the passing attack, though, in my opinion. So I want to get some exposure to these running backs. I like Doug Martin as well, but he didn't make the list. I may use Martin in a few lineups, but he's not on the big list. You know what I'm saying? But I think Coleman is definitely in a good situation. Moving on, DeMarco Murray, 5,200. I love the spot for him. Like I said, my Tennessee Titans had an embarrassing performance versus the Steelers. I think they look to make things right versus the Colts. Colts are the worst team when it comes to slowing down running back so far. So I think DeMarco Murray has a big game. We have to hope that Derrick Henry doesn't vulture his touchdowns. If we get that to happen, we know that Murray should be in store for a pretty decent game. The last running back I like is going to be, it's a two-piece, man. Coming from the same team, it's going to be C.J. Anderson / Booker. Devontae Booker, man, he's been doing his thing. And I think the coaches are going to have to let him fly. He looks like the most explosive running back out of the bunch. They're fading Jamal Charles out of the rotation. So it's pretty much down to C.J. Anderson and Booker. Booker is an excellent pass catcher out of the backfield. That's something that C.J. Anderson doesn't possess. So I think that we can look for Booker at 3,700, getting 14 carries. I think that'll actually increase, man. I think it's a positive game script for Denver. You got Lynch under center. I think the team plays a little motivated. And I think they handle Oakland, man. It sounds crazy. I know both of these teams have been bad, but I think Denver pulls this one out, and I think Booker plays a big part in that. One more guy I want to mention is J.D. McKissick. We seen him get the majority of the work last week. I look for that to continue, man. Seahawks have not been able to run the ball. That's why Wilson is their leading rusher. McKissick, he has a little spark, man. He's a pass-catching type back. I think either way it goes, he'll definitely be on the field for that situation. If we can get him maybe 10 to 15 actual carries, I think he crushes this price tag. So that's going to do it for my running backs. Moving on to wide receiver. My number 1 wide receiver is going to be Devontae Parker. I love him, man. Going up against New England. Look, New England's going to put up a bunch of points. Matt Moore and the Dolphins are going to have to score. They're going to have to do it through the air. I like Parker. He's the big play guy. I know Jarvis Landry is the more consistent PPR type of guy. He'll just eat you up because he gets so many targets. It's ridiculous. But Matt Moore loves that big play type of playing style, man. He always will look for the bomb. I think Devontae Parker's in a good situation going up against a weak New England defense who's starting to improve. They haven't been giving up a ton of points, but they still have been giving up a shit ton of yardage. I think Devontae Parker's in a pretty decent situation. Moving on, my second wide receiver I absolutely love is going to be Corey Davis. We already know that Matthews will sit this one out. Corey Davis is a big play type of guy as well. I look for him to have a decent game. He's been getting peppered with the targets. Targets in the last 3 weeks, 7, 10, 5. I think with Matthews out of the picture, that continues to go up. So I like him, man. I'm telling you, dude, I am on these Titans players, man. I really love my Titans this week. Moving on to my last receiver, who may be my favorite receiver of the week. I know it'll be a little sneaky. It's going to be Sammy Watkins, man. He's been getting overlooked all season. And we got Robert Woods out, so everybody and their mama are running the Cooper Kupp. But I'm telling you right now, Sammy Watkins is the play. He will be the one to have a very big game this week. It's going to be a shootout. We know New Orleans, Marshawn Lattimore is banged up. They're missing a few key pieces as well. So is the Rams secondary, man. It's a lot of injuries, man. It's that time of the year, starting to get cold. People don't really want to, they take a hit. They think they broke some. They just cold, man. It's getting crazy out here. But I love Sammy Watkins in this situation. This game has an implied total of 54 points. You have to get you some exposure to this game. So I want to lock in Sammy Watkins. He is going to be a monster today. Take my word for it. Moving on to tight end. I have so many tight ends I could talk about. I want to mention Rob Gronkowski. Decent play, of course. Jimmy Graham, I want to stack him up with my Wilson lineup. Delaney Walker, I want to stack him up with my Mariota lineup. And now I'm going to get you a cheap play, man. Another guy I want to stack up with my quarterback is going to be George Kittle, taking on this Seattle defense once again, who's a little banged up, man. Secondary is struggling right now. I think Kittle has a very, very good game. And one more guy I got to mention is going to be O.J. Howard. Tampa Bay has been running a shit ton of 2 tight end sets. I think we can look for O.J. Howard at 2,600 to have a pretty decent game in what seems like a shootout atmosphere. So those are my top tight ends, man. I'm mainly paying up for tight end, but if you don't want to pay up for your tight ends, George Kittle is my favorite play. Other guys you could look at, maybe Croft, maybe a Cleveland tight end. I'm not sure which one you want to go with, but I really love George Kittle and O.J. Howard on the cheaper end. And my top defense is a no-brainer for me. I'm going with the Panthers, a defense who's been a little underrated all season. They're playing very solid football. If you look at the rankings, they're top tier in almost every category. So I think a weak Jets offense, I don't think they stand a chance in this one, man. I think Cam Newton controls the ball the majority of the game, and which means the defense is going to be very well rested. They're going to create some turnovers, create some sacks for you. I will have 100% exposure to the Panthers. That is it for me. I am your boy at DFS Mastermind. Before I get out of here, I want to run through my top plays one more time. QB, we got Wilson, Mariota, CJ Beathard. Running back, we have Coleman, Murray, C.J. Anderson / Booker. Wide receiver, we have Parker, Corey Davis, and my favorite, Sammy Watkins. Another guy I wrote down, I just didn't mention him, is Brandon LaFell. He's pretty cheap. I think he's in a good situation. Cleveland has been giving up a ton of production to the second wide receiver in each game that they play in. So take a look at him. Tight ends, Gronk, Graham, Walker, Kettle, and motherfucking O.J. Howard. And defense, I love the Panthers, man. That's going to do it for your boy. Hopefully y'all get to the green line. I want y'all to bless up. Like the video if you like the video. Let me know what's up. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all boys bless up. Look out for the NBA video coming soon.